Hello there, my Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. How are you today? Welcome to your twin flame relationship spread reading for October-ish. All right, I'm doing it halfway through the month, so figure this is easily going to blend into November. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, got Mal. President of Drawing the Circle production, professional witch, professional intuitive, and glad to serve. 4 planets in Virgo, no planets in Sagittarius, and I'm happy for it so that I can read this without projecting any of my own personal stuff while I'm reading. It's tricky enough, right? If you are new to my channel, I hope you enjoy this. My definition of twin flame, however, you might not enjoy. I have links in the description box below. 3 videos in particular. I might have more than that in there. One clarifying twin flames and soulmates, how I read them, what those soul contracts are about. There's even one in there about what true lovers are about. I did a clarifying video for that, but all inspired by the work of KAHN, spiritual teacher, Hay House author, brilliant YouTube channel he's got there. The link is down there. Soul contracts, twin flames and soulmates redefined. That was a big game changer for me. It was a big aha moment. And by the way, speaking of soulmates, satisfying soulmates, thank you so much, my subscribers. You're driving my numbers up pretty steadily, really enjoying that. But one more thing to clarify. Instead of you just go watching those videos, which I highly recommend, again, in the description box, I make sure my description box is accurate and thorough, that twin flame relationships are transformative soul contracts, that they are turbulent, tricky, triggery, turbulent relationships, soul contracts that you agreed to with certain souls before you come in, written into the script of the character you play in this life, to help you learn how to love yourself, to teach you how to take care of yourself, to set boundaries, self-esteem, self-acceptance, because by contract, the twin flame partner cannot give you what you want in that regard. It may be hot and passionate. It does not have to be romantic, sexual. Been saying this for every video, might as well say it to you all. My father and I had a twin flame contract, God rest his soul. He wanted a heterosexual Catholic son. Well, he got my brother Matthew. I'm Mark, right? There would have been Luke and John if my parents had stayed married. Kind of glad they didn't, particularly if they would have been girls. That would have been tricky. So the soulmate contracts are your satisfying, symbiotic, satisfying, that's the word, satisfying, satiating, that you help each other heal. It's just different contracts. So, you know, this reading may not thrill you if you're used to seeing the twin flame as you only have one and it's your divine partner. And, you know, I never felt right. That never felt right to me, even as a teenager when I read about twin flames from some of the older stuff written about it. And even soulmates, that word bothered me until I came across that Matt Kahn vid, because you have lots of twin flame and soulmate relationships, and they're not all romantic, sexual. Like my mom is a soulmate relationship. Not that we didn't have our issues with me growing up, but we help each other heal. And very satisfying. We're there for each other in that way. Cool. So with that explained, I've blessed all the decks for the Sagittarian Collective. All of the decks that I'm reading are in the description box below at the bottom, because then it's easier to add one. Just go right to the bottom when I add a new deck. So we're going to start with 3 Caroline Myss archetype cards, one for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine, and one for the twin flame relationship in and of itself. I am using the language of Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine for these reads because it's just easier to differentiate between 2 people, right? I could say Divine Yin, Divine Yang, but that's really Eastern. That is my preference. That's how I consider myself. I do consider myself a Divine Feminine, predominantly Divine Yin. Like a lot of the work that I do is Yin, which then of course, you know, ripples out, changes the quantum hologram as needed, shifting timelines with every blink, it seems, most days. So this is not about bodily gender, masculine, feminine. You can totally be a man, physical, biological man, and be a divine feminine. Doesn't mean you're gay, just means you're more on that side. Like it's 51% feminine to masculine. But then again, it's who you're with. Like with different people, you're going to change. Like with my mom, I become divine masculine. I'm the prince to her queen, right? So that being said, let's dive in. I know it's a lot of exposition, but it's necessary in case you're new to the channel. So here we go. Let's get a card for the Divine Feminine, please. My combined pantheons, my collective pantheons, one card, please, for the Divine Feminine in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. This card, ooh, the networker, all right? So the Divine Feminine has a creative family archetype, the networker. I will read what's written on that card in its light, in its shadow, to show you the alchemy of lead to gold to be done. That really, these archetypes really lay out, these cards lay out what the work is inside of you, both individually and then like the third card, the relationship itself, the twin flame itself is sort of like the third entity, the relationship itself. So let's get one down for the Divine Masculine, please. My pantheon, same thing. One card of clarity to represent the Divine Masculine in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Yeah, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, one card for the Divine Masculine. This is the one. The King. The King. It's good to be the King. Right? So we've got the networker and the King. Creative family archetype networker, masculine archetype, masculine family archetype King. So now please, my collective pantheons, one card. What is the dominant archetype in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond? Ooh, the Priest. Now, not what you think. It's priest or priestess. I know it says it in the masculine. They could have put priest, priestess. Caroline May said, yeah, just put priest, I guess. It's fine. Gender neutral, which does indicate that that this relationship is being used by the divine. So let me read you some of the specs on this one. You like specs, don't you? Some specifics, some stats here for you. The networker in its light attribute, the gold that you shoot for, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. And that's something definitely that Divine Feminines have, is they have more of that empathic thing to the point where they take on other people's stuff thinking it's their own. Tricky, right? The shadow attribute conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. Be careful, be careful, be careful there, Divine Feminine, with that, about how you are communicating, not just to the twin flame partner, but communicating in general. Keep an eye on what you're actually posting on social media, texting, and all that stuff. Who's in your network that way? Because a rumor can run around the world before the truth has its boots on. Even if you think it's the truth, you know, there's a difference between what we feel is true for us and the actual truth. Like, what's true is I am a gay, long-haired, purple-haired witch from Long Island. The truth is that I am a soul that has incarnated to play the role of Angelo Lyons, and I've been on this planet plenty of times before as far as an incarnating soul. So when you are communicating something truth, just make sure your honor is there, that you're being honest with yourself before you communicate. Then we've got the King. Now, I will say the United States does not like the King archetype as a rule, right? We separated from monarchy to become the United States, independence, right? The Battle of Independence, the War of Independence. So this is a tricky one, and the King archetype, like Zeus, has a lot of power. So in its light attribute, what we're shooting for, because we need healthy kings right now, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. In other words, it's really from the I Ching, to rule is to serve, that the king is a servant to the people, not the other way around. You can see how that devolves into the shadow. Excessive feelings of entitlement, I'll leave that one on the table. Rulership without restraint, right? That's why the United States, America, wherever you're watching this, that's why we have democracy, right? Because that idea of tyrannical, right? Excessive rulership without restraint, not great. Now, for the relationship itself, I find this very interesting, the Priest. In its light, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So the relationship itself is being used. This commitment, whatever it is, remember, does not have to be romantic. Can't tell from these first 3 cards down. Sometimes when the lover comes up, that can be indicated. And the last one I did, Scorpio, the femme fatale was in this position for the twin flame relationship. That definitely set the tone. There are other cards coming down. We're doing 20 cards in total here. So you get that, the relationship in its light, the potential to be a channel of spiritual energy for you both to heal yourselves individually. Twin flame relationship. The shadow attribute violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. So the chances are that there's something spiritual about the relationship here. Well, Sagittarius is 9th house. That's expansion, Jupiter, spirituality, right? So there's an expanding of the mind, expanding of the spirit, expanding of consciousness here, that this could be a very, very potent and powerful relationship for each partners here, each of the twins, to really expand their own awareness and evolve spiritually, which is really what all relationships do, but are we aware of it? We're going to clarify the divine feminine with 5 cards from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, using the element spread. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. You'll hear it when I do the shuffle and the call. Here we go. Ready? My gods, please, 5 cards, element spread for the divine feminine in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Fire, what does the divine feminine want? Earth, what does the divine feminine have to help her get what she wants? What does the divine feminine think? The element of air. What does the divine feminine feel? The element of water. And what is the overview for the divine feminine element of spirit? One more riffle, shuffle, cut in 3. Got it. Please, my gods. Top 5 cards, element spread for the divine feminine in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship. Maiden, Mother, Crone. So, divine feminine, what does she want? She wants loyalty, right? She wants that 3 of flame. Doesn't mind waiting, but it's got to be a loyalty thing. Wants that loyalty, wants to be loyal, wants that loyalty return. Who doesn't? Okay? Pretty good for what you want. Now, because we're looking at candles here, perfect metaphor, right? What is the wick that feeds the flame? That's the element of earth, the physical, tangible fuel. Well, the storm. So what you've got, divine feminine, here is that 5 of cups, right? Some emotional turmoil, some emotional turbulence going on here, that this loyalty you must give to yourself to see it through the storm. No storm lasts forever. Be careful about with that network or blame, about blaming it on any person, place, thing, or situation, where this is something that's happening for you to get that loyalty to yourself. Though you may want loyalty from your twin flame here, you may want loyalty from all sorts of people, places, and things, but you've got to give that to yourself and ride out this emotional storm. Love what rises. Talk to that child inside of you that is angry, that is turbulent, that is scared, that is frightened, that is hurt, that is wounded, that is blaming. All of that's okay. Bless, it's okay, it's okay. I love you. Thank you for telling me this is how you feel. I love you, child. I love you. You know, the ego, the inner child, the personality, the emotional baggage we all have, right? Love that. Give love to that. Let it have voice, but keep that voice to yourself and don't act on it, right? It's like an exorcism, right? Loving what rises, I call it emotional exorcism a lot of the times, because we're not just clearing that for our own personal stuff, we're clearing it for the collective. That's unity consciousness. So that turbulent storm inside of you is the divine that has forgotten itself. Love is what heals it. You don't try and heal it, you love it. You give it the space to voice, to feel, to let it storm through you, but without acting on it, right? Because we always regret what we do when we're in storm if we're not really being loyal to ourselves, loyal to our paths, loyal to our spirituality. And you know, that makes a lot of sense with that priest archetype for this relationship in general. So what does the divine feminine think about all of this? Well, she is in analysis, right? The 2 of flames, back and forth, defensors, right? It's a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Should I, should I? And if you've ever watched fencers, like they're thinking 5 moves ahead. So a lot of thought going on here, but only a 2, still gathering information, right? It's like, okay, this ring, I can analyze this ring. This ring, it is rutilated quartz in a silver setting, and it's got like some pretty scroll work on it. It's still not ascertaining the value. It's not appraisal. It's gathering information, analysis. Is there a gold lantern? I want to be a gold lantern. A little too close to yellow lantern. Sinestro. Let's look at what does the divine feminine feel, the element of water here. Ooh. Okay, major arcana card, the Wheel of Fortune. In this card, the Spider Woman, how all things are interconnected. Really a look into the turning wheel of cyclic change in our fate and our destiny. Now, what's the difference between fate and destiny? Fate is what you're given. Destiny is what you do with it. Every hero on the hero's journey has fate. A certain situation they cannot escape, try though they might. But if they take the hero's journey, which ain't easy, it's our hero's journey, it takes courage, it takes loyalty. It takes loyalty to the path, loyalty to the self, but through that, destiny is evolved, it emerges. It is an alchemical act unto itself, transforming fate into destiny. And if that's what this relationship is doing, worth it. Worth it. Don't beat yourself up because of the storm. It is necessary. And the gods are saying, and if you're being triggered, remember, it's your trigger. The other person's not responsible for your triggers. They don't know what they are, right? But if you find out you have a trigger you didn't know about before that's triggering this storm that you're going through, considering that because this is such an emotional card in the element of earth, that your element of water, you can always cross-reference these cards in this way, then this is part of the destiny. This is something that was scripted, written in, part of your personal contract that this twin flame contract is helping to resolve, bringing it up so that it can be healed. Because you just can't run that fast with a lot of emotional baggage, right? It's like running with luggage without the little wheelie handly thing. Tricky shit. Last card down here for the divine feminine, spirit. What is the element of spirit here? The overview. Ace of Pentacles, which saying there is a high potential and a new offer and a new opportunity, that a new cycle is beginning with something physical, something tangible here. So the loyalty makes sense that you want that, but loyalty to yourself is starting a whole new cycle of manifestation and physical action here. But you gotta weather that storm. Be loyal to your path, be loyal to the divine, be loyal to your process, be loyal to yourself. Love what rises, because there's a whole new, and that's the thing about spirit, we don't often see the overview, right? We need to go up really, really high in vibration to see even a glimpse of the divine plan of our lives. But when I see that card of the Spider Woman, we're talking about things that are contracted and written here, and that we're changing timelines sometimes with every blink of our eyes, right? We're depending on where our vibration is, how we navigate through this, to trust the intuition, trust the soul. But right now your intuition is being covered by storms, right? And storm clouds. But what's it like after a storm? Clarity, braveness. Do not act on it. Just saying. I don't tell people what to do. I'm just saying, I know when I'm in that place, hide the cell phone, turn it off, stick it under the couch if necessary, but do not act on that. Wait until the storm passes, because after a big emotional release, where you love it, where it transforms because of the love that you give to it, I love you, it's okay, you cry, you scream, you rail, there's such a bliss. I will call it bliss, not just the peace that passes understanding, the bliss that passes understanding. But it's a process, and you're not just loving it so that you can feel good. It's like a baby crying, right? Or a 5-year-old trying to explain metaphysical dynamics to a 5-year-old. No. You say, it's okay. I love you. I love you. Well, it didn't stop crying. Screw that kid. I love you. 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 Yeah, self-love. It's what twin flames are all about. And self-respect, all of the other children of self-love. Let's look for the divine masculine here, this king archetype, kind of verging on dictatorship, right? Excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint, or benevolence, right? Serving those in your charge. So please, my gods, top 5 cards, elements spread for the divine masculine in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, Twin Flame relationship for October 2019. Fire, what does he want? Earth, what does he have? Air, what does he think? Water, what does he feel? And Spirit, the overview for the Divine Masculine in the Sagittarius Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus Sign, Twin Flame Collective for October 2019 and beyond. Maiden, Mother, and Crown. Maiden, Mother, Crown. All right, no reversed cards here. What does the Divine Masculine want here? Oh, Six of Cups. It wants the sweetness and the harmony and the emotional balance, and maybe very nostalgic about what used to be, but sort of dreamy, sort of wistful here. Look at her. That's Psyche, a bride of Eros, the god of love in the Greek pantheon. After seeing his face and pissing him off and him taking off in the 5, now the disruption is sort of over here. And kind of yearning, wanting, that's the feeling, this yearning, wanting things either to go back to the way they were or to experience that love, that harmony, that balance again in their lives in general. That's what they want. What do they have? The wick that feeds the flame is the card of judgment, a final decision, a final clarifying. Yes, this can mean reconciliation. Yes, this can mean coming together peaceably, but it can also be laying things to rest, right? Saying that this is done, the decision has been made. But remember, this is Major Arcana card, and with that Priest card for the relationship, feels like the Divine is intervening here on both of your behalves, not just for one of you, for both of you, but that final revelation, right? Like that idea of souls rising from the grave, the book of Revelations. But know that that is the god Hermes, the psychopomp, the guide of souls, that there is guidance here. Things are being guided to a healthy, balanced resolution, but it may not be what everybody wants, right? When things are revealed, right, like revelation, and things are a final decision is made, often it's made on our behalf by the Divine. All that's left to do usually is clean up, to cry, or to celebrate, depending on whether the ego gets what it wants or not. But everything is happening for us, for the development of the soul. Just saying, right? So what does the Divine Masculine think about all of this? Well, Ace of Cups is definitely thinking about an offer of love, right? Definitely thinking about a new beginning of love, a happiness. Now, either a new beginning with this Divine Feminine or just in general. And what are the chances that the Divine Masculine, what they're thinking about here, needs to be seen as, I need to offer this love to myself. I need to give myself the opportunity to love myself as I am, to love the mind, to not let the mind rule, but to say it's okay to think that thought's probably not true, right? Wouldn't that be part of the judgment as things rise within us? Perhaps old emotional baggage or old mental patterns and beliefs coming up for purification here, but that to really think in terms of love, that pure, solid offering of love. Yes, in its beginning, a seed and ace, but one that can grow, whether it is self-love or a reconciliation, new beginning with this Divine Feminine or a whole new love. Now, I have to say, this is starting to feel a little romantic sexual here because of the dynamic, but still nothing here that's screaming romance just yet. Let's see. What is the Divine Masculine feeling here? Well, Page of Wands, right? Wanting to send the message of passion and desire. We're not sure if that is towards the Divine Feminine or not, but definitely feeling that urge to not just communicate, but to move forward, a desire, a flame, a potential, a quest in the calling, but not taking the quest just yet. It is that, I don't want to say it's immature, but it's in its early stages, right? Wanting so much to ride the ram forward. Very Aries energy there, though need not necessarily be an Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, anything. So what is our overview, the card of Spirit here for this Divine Masculine? In the Sag, Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is the Taurus card, hence the bull heads on the throne here. She's got herself some grapes. So really there is a place of fertility here, perhaps some stubbornness going on here, but a willingness to put down roots, to stabilize, to build something of lifelong value. So considering we've got the newness there of the Ace of Cups on their mind, that it is possibly the Ace of Cups of something fertile, of high value and long-term duration, right? That's Scorpio. Like, people like, oh, my home is something I value, it's lifelong value. Well, home, the emotional part of it is 4th house Cancer. The house itself, the structure, long-term, is Taurus. So there's definitely some Taurus energy here. We've got that Page of Wands there, that wanting to communicate or at least move forward, to take action out of desire, passion, but it's also that inspiration to move forward. Again, not necessarily seeing anything dramatically romantic sexual here. This could easily be parental. This could easily be a work situation going on with twin flames. How many times have my bosses been twin flames? Taught me how to respect myself when they could not give me the respect that I was worthy of. Forget the word deserve. Worthy of. We're all worthy of respect. So let's look now at the center lane here. Let's clarify this priest card. You know, just keeping in mind that serves as a channel of spiritual energy, that your relationship itself is being used in its light as a channel of spiritual energy for expansion. But is it going to violate the trust of the people here in its shadow? Is somebody going to be seduced by their spirituality, by their spiritual role here? Tricky, sticky, twin flame. So what we're going to do to clarify that is we're going to pull a healing with the Angels Oracle. My angels, please clarify this priest archetype in this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. What's going on here in this twin flame relationship? A piece of your angelic guidance and grace. Well, there's divine timing going on here. So it's either the perfect time or it's not time yet. There's nothing you can do to speed up or slow down divine timing. It's divine timing, not your timing. Believe me, I wish I could. But, you know, what can we do to move things along? Well, I know life moves at the speed of forgiveness, right? Life moves at the speed of healing. Life moves at the speed at which you love yourself. And that's why it's so funny, the paradox, when you slow things down to love the self, which is sort of indicated here in this Queen of Pentacles and in this Ace of Pentacles. It's a new beginning. Be gentle, be gentle, be gentle, be tender, be kind, be grounded, slow down, right? Let's pull a Daughter of the Moon tarot and a Mythic tarot to help clarify. Please, my gods, one card in clarity for this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus twin flame relationship for October 2019. Please clarify this priest card with divine timing, please. Ooh, well, volcano. Well, something's about to emerge from within. Element of fire, right? 5 of Flames. Now, 5 of Flames is often seen as a fight or a conflict, but there's another card in this deck, the 4, that does conflict. So this is about something that has been bubbling under the surface for a long time, exploding to the surface in divine timing because of the priest archetype, priestess, because there is something holy and sacred. Your relationship is being used as a channel and a vessel of the divine, of spiritual energy, but not just spiritual energy, the divine energy. There's a difference to me between spiritual energy and divine energy because, you know, there just is. There just is. It's different dealing with somebody's spiritual energy and dealing with the divine within that person. Kind of different. So let's ask the Mythic Tarot, same thing. Please, my gods, one card in clarity for this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please clarify this priest card with divine timing and the volcano Pele, 5 of Flames. Please clarify. Well, 10 of Swords, right? Just kind of feeling trapped and done in terms of the mental, that there's resolution here, but mental exhaustion as well. So the possibility for mental burnout. Now, as I look at both of the air positions for the divine feminine, we've got analysis, a 2, the 2 of blades. Here in the divine masculine, we've got the Ace of Cups. So this relationship itself, there's nothing really indicating so much overthinking going on here, but a resolution is coming, that the journey of the blades, of the swords, is completed with some sort of resolution as the result of a desire, a creativity, a sexuality, something being expressed. Now, I say sexual energy just because that's fire, right? Fire, passion, all of that. And this is a passing thing, as is this. Like, these don't last forever. These are things along the path. But as I put my hands on both of them, there is a volatility here, there is a turbulence here, and I am going to say, considering we've got the Five of Flames matching the Five of Cups, the storm in the divine feminine side of this spread. So a lot of volatility here. Oh, I reversed the cards, put them in the wrong location. There is some explosive volatility here, possibly some arguments, probably very passionate arguments, but one that finally resolved at least the mental aspect of this. What's this about? Let's ask the masters. My masters, please. One card of clarity for this Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, one card of clarity. We've got the priest archetype, divine timing, the volcano, and the Ten of Swords. What say you, my masters, a piece of your divine guidance and grace? Well, interestingly enough, enjoyment, so that this can be enjoyed. That an expression of what you really want, both sides, a laying to rest of all of this thinking about it, resolution to say, can we just enjoy our time together? Can we just try and enjoy our lives separately? That really, even in a twin flame relationship where you can't give each other with what each of you want, there can be an agreement to say, well then, let's enjoy. Let's enjoy each other to the best that we can. I'll do me, you do you, and we'll see where this goes, right? Because they're in a canoe. The divine masculine, the divine feminine here, going downstream. Do not row upstream. Very Abraham Hicks, Power of Emotions. I forget the name of that book. I had it on audio. Really, really good. You might want to look that up, about going downstream, right? That there's so much turbulence here. And of course, divine feminine, you're in that Five of Cups storm right now. You may not be ready to go with that, but I bet you want to. Just give yourself that loyalty. 3 more cards down, and for that we are using the Whispers of Love. One for the divine feminine, always ladies first, even if you're a man who's a divine feminine like I am. One for the divine masculine, and one for the relationship in general. And this is the voice of the higher selves, fifth dimensional and above selves of all involved. So please, higher selves of all involved, please, a whisper of love for the divine feminine in this Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. The heart of the matter. Cue Don Henley. There is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. Now, with a twin flame relationship, it's all about getting to the heart of the matter, but not in the other person. To get to the heart of the matter for you, what's the matter? Not what's wrong with you, but what is this situation? What is this storm about? Why so much the need for loyalty from others when only you can give that? Be loyal to yourself. That the analysis back and forth, back and forth, back and forth can certainly lead to that Ten of Swords, that overthinking and that mental exhaustion. So get to the heart of the matter, but there's emotions involved in there. And considering that you've got the Ace of Pentacles there, that this is a whole new situation thing that you're in, get to the heart of the matter any way possible, and in this relationship get to the heart of the matter. You could say the heart of the matter is this relationship is being used by higher power, God, Goddess, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, whoever you pray to, work with, whatever your pantheons are all about, whatever your divine, whatever is the divine is in your divine timing. Get that this relationship is being used to transform us, and if we can play along that way, it'll be a lot less turbulent. And then there can either be an amicable parting or an amicable staying once it's understood, oh, I've been asking for you that which only I can give to myself, right? And remember, there are people who are married, who are in twin flame contracts. They're parents and children that manage to live together, right? Once they get, it's like, oh, you are pushing my buttons. Thank you for pushing my buttons. I didn't know that button was there. Now, you don't say that. Don't say that at good Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you so much for pushing my buttons. Just makes you sound like an asshole. How would I know that? I did it like 20 years ago. All right, here we go. Ready to live and learn. From the Divine Masculine, then, please, the higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for this Divine Masculine in this Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship. Please, a whisper of love for the Divine Masculine. Slow down. Slow down. Literally said it before. Slow down. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold, which makes sense that in their emotion, they want to just go for it. Slow your roll, right? Even this Queen of Pentacles, slow your roll. There is a divine timing thing here. Slow down. Slow down. My Sagittarian king, if you are the Sagittarius sign here, the Divine Masculine king archetype, because kings want to be in control, right? But really, they create the laws, they create the boundaries. Do that for yourself, because with this Judgment card, something's being revealed to you, right? There's such an interplay of the divine in this. I can feel it. Yes, it's going to be shrouded in mystery. That's why the Divine Feminine has to get to the heart of her own matter, what's going on inside of her. The Divine Masculine needs to slow down because there's already that Judgment card in play in his life. So please, last card down, please. The higher selves of all involved. One card in clarity for this Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Come here. Please, one card, because you've got the priest archetype as the relationship itself in divine timing with the volcano, the Ten of Swords, but with this enjoyment as well. A card of luck. Please, a whisper of love for this twin flame relationship. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. So you can make this work or not work. You can start over with somebody else. You can heal this, but that this relationship, so I felt like this interplay of the divine going on here, sort of a divine intervention relationship to teach each other that you're limitless, that you don't need each other. You can certainly want each other, but you don't need each other. You are limitless, not limited. Wow. I mean, that really does make sense here, not just energetically and intuitively, that there's been a lot of thinking and a lot of stuff bubbling up to the surface, but that there is enjoyment here in this relationship, as long as you are both playing your roles in a healthy way, giving yourselves what you need, and then you can enjoy yourself. Now, again, am I seeing something romantic sexual here? Certainly could be in a collective, but my job is not to determine the form of the relationship, it's to read the energy of the archetypal theme, right? And so there is healing here, both of you. Let's do a quickie overview, shall we? Here we go. For the Divine Feminine, what she wants is that loyalty, that Three of Flames. But where she is right now is in the storm. What she has is that emotional storm, that Five of Cups energy. Very hard to hold the candle in a storm. But to be loyal to herself, to give herself that loyalty regardless of gender. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to keep saying that. So important to keep saying that at this stage in the game of human evolution. And on her mind is a lot of analysis, back and forth. Was it this? What did I say that? Did he say that? But jumping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like fencing, left brain, right brain, left brain, right brain, sort of going at it. But emotionally, this sense that, you know, the wheel is turning. If there's been dissatisfaction here, that the wheel is turning. Things are moving, but can you weave destiny out of the fate with this Spider-Woman wheel card? The life weaver. I just feel that at that every thought, every choice, every emotion, every movement we make touches the web of the quantum collective here. And with that Spirit card, the overview of Ace of Pentacles, that you are getting a new beginning here in your own life, but that you must get to the heart of the matter. And the heart of your matter, Divine Feminine, is the divine. You are divine, and that there is a divine timing thing going on in this relationship. And remember the networker. Oh, isn't that funny? We've got the networker and the spider woman, the life weaver, right? All webs, right? Like the World Wide Web, the www part of it, right? So again, be careful of your communications. Be careful of communicating with your networks on social media. Just keep that into consideration while you really get to the heart of the matter of who you are, what you want, that loyalty to yourself. Yes, you want loyalty, then you must be loyal to what? Your spirit, your soul, your intuition, particularly as the divine feminine. Switching over to the divine masculine here. What does he want? He wants that Six of Cups. He wants that emotional harmony. He wants that warmth. He wants that equal emotional give and take here. And what has he got? He's in a judgment moment right now where the cards are being laid on the table and things are being revealed to him, whether or not he can, or if it is possible to get his Six of Cups here to keep making the journey to the Ten of Cups, perhaps looking back at the way things were, feeling that nostalgia, dreaming of the future being somewhat like the past, at least in that place of emotional harmony. And what's on his mind is that Ace of Cups, right? That new love, that feeling of renewal of love, a new opportunity of love. So keep in mind you both have aces. The divine feminine has the Ace of Pentacles in the spirit card, the overview. The divine masculine has it in his mental field. So yes, there is an opportunity for renewal here. In fact, the Judgment card is often considered a card of reconciliation and renewal, not just something brand new. It is the card right before the World, the last card in the major arcana cycle until it starts again at the Fool. And you know what he's feeling emotionally is this Page of Wands, to hurry, 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 do it, do it, do it, act, 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 but act from a place of fire and passion, but with that Queen of Pentacles at the top, that thing of life values: be stable, be strong, be solid, be secure. That you both have pentacle cards, divine masculine and divine feminine, here in the overview. So there is something durable here, but where the divine feminine has the ace, you are in that Taurus card of the Queen. So perhaps becoming somebody who is a bit more stable in terms of what they want, in terms of long-term life values, particularly for a king archetype. That makes sense. And what's the whisper of love there? Slow down, slow your roll. When you're getting excited like that Page of Wands, don't get ahead of yourself. Take some time, allow things to unfold, which is definitely mirrored in that Queen of Pentacles card there. And in our center lane, center stage here for this relationship, we've got this priest archetype. Look, don't be seduced by your own spiritual role. Do not let the spiritual ego is when the ego uses spiritual language against us and against others. Like when a new teaching comes in and you're like, well, the way I learned that is, it's like, great, you just showed us what you know. There can be insight in there, but just be very careful of being a know-it-all or of poo-pooing someone else's path because yours is better and theirs is worse or greater than, less than. Great tool of the ego, using a measuring stick that does not exist. That this relationship can be used and is to be used to serve as a channel of spiritual energy. All in divine timing, really, as much as we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, right? That turning, change, and the storm going on, the change of emotions within the divine feminine. We've still got that slow down there right next to that Page of Wands for the divine masculine. We're really looking about the timing is not in your control here. All you can do is deal with what? The volcano and the Ten of Swords, this explosive expression of desire, creativity, perhaps even sexuality, with that Ten of Swords, with that mental exhaustion. That it's often when we're just so burnt out on thinking that the fire just bursts through. And the Ten of Swords, that's a lot of air to ignite and feed the fire of that Five of Flames with Pele, the volcano. And yet underneath it all here is the masters are saying that there's an enjoyment here, that the two of you can enjoy this process rather than be tortured by it, that you can still have fun together. And that's why this could be parent-child. This could very easily be parent-child, and I'm sure that's in some percentage of the Sagittarian collective here, but that the ultimate lesson, the ultimate message from the higher selves of both of you, and all involved are you are limitless. Recognize this. You can do anything you choose to do, so that the choice is up to both of you individually about what this relationship is for. What is it for? What is its purpose? Not what is the reason behind things happening the way they are. We'll never ultimately know the reasons why things happen the way they do. Reason is a human mental construct, stories that we weave, and sometimes they're accurate, but purposes of the divine. So just remember, you are limitless. Well, my Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, this is a tricky one, but twin flames are. That's why I really want to give more time to the twin flame relationships. The soulmates, is good to know who your soulmates are, but your twin flame relationships are the ones that really transform you. They are harder, but they are worth it. It's like going to the gym versus sitting on the couch, right? Sitting on the couch, total soulmate. Oh, I love you. It's so comfy. Oh, like my cats are my soulmates. Oh, I love you so much. It's so snuggly wuggly. But then, you know, you got to go to the gym. You got to work out. You got to go to work, right? The challenging stuff, but totally, totally worth it here. So in closing, I wish you the very best and the very blessed of this October-ish extension of time here for the Sagittarian in their twin flame relationships. May you be blessed with all that you need to heal, to grow, to learn, to become the best that you both can be, and fulfill your roles in the divine plan through this twin flame relationship. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.